Hey, good morning. Welcome. Welcome to 40 Days of Miracles. Wow, what a beautiful morning to be out in the outback, being in the high Sierra. Oh, thank you so much for joining me and every day reading a miracle. Today, we're looking at the story found in the Gospel of John, chapter 11. It's the story of Lazarus. It's a remarkable, complicated situation. Lazarus has two sisters, Martha and Mary. You can find this story in John chapter 11. Now, Martha and Mary realize that Lazarus is very sick. And by the way, this story is dealing with sickness, dealing with death, dealing with disappointment. Anyway, Martha and Mary, they contact Jesus, who's up north. They're down by Jerusalem in a small village called Bethany. Jesus is up by the Sea of Galilee, and they send him a message and say, "Come quickly, Jesus. Your good friend Lazarus is very sick." Jesus doesn't come. He waits a few days. That makes it pretty complicated for the apostles. They don't understand why he doesn't come, knowing that Lazarus could possibly die. Lazarus does die. Jesus does arrive in Bethany. That's what I'm talking about, dealing with sickness. There's so many things we don't understand. Sickness is one of them. Disease, we don't understand them. We treat them and we go to the doctor to get a diagnosis, but it's pretty complicated. And people do die. Lazarus was sick and his family watched him. Lazarus was so sick that he actually dies. He's in the tomb for 4 days when Jesus arrives. Martha goes out of the village to greet Jesus, and the first thing Martha asks Jesus, and again, we're dealing with sickness, we're dealing with death, we're dealing with disappointment. Her heart's broken. She's asking Jesus this question. I'm certain that you and I have asked the same question. Jesus, if only you had shown up, why didn't you? If only you would have come when he was sick, he would be alive today. Mary's going to talk to Jesus too, and she's going to ask the same thing. If only, Jesus, you had been here sooner. Why did you delay? Why didn't you come? We asked you, you got our message. We're so disappointed and brokenhearted that you didn't show up. Sickness, death, and disappointment, they're pretty complicated. But here's the deal, and it's a very important lesson. Our story isn't over. God's going to complete my story. God's going to complete your story. Right now, we're living in the middle of the story. And you know the story. You know that Jesus is going to raise Lazarus from the dead. He will have been in the tomb for 4 days, but that's no problem for Christ. Oh, God loves you so very much. We love you too. We can't make all the sickness and all the disappointments go away, but I know this. I know God is with you. I know the Lord is your shepherd. You remember, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leadeth me beside still waters. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He restoreth my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And here it is. Yea, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Oh, I want to encourage you today as we read through these miracles. God's got a plan. And in Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8, it says, "My thoughts are not his thoughts. My ways are not his ways. And you may not understand it, and I may not understand it. But don't blame God. Don't blame God for sickness and death. You're not going to be disappointed because God is going to complete your story. And if he doesn't do it the way you think he's going to do it, take a deep breath. He's in control. He's sitting on the throne. He's working in our city, in our state, in our nation, our world today. I know the world's confused, but God's not confused. Oh, God loves you, and so do I. I've got a long hike in front of me. That peak in back of me is a long way away. It's going to be a difficult hike today, but I'm excited. I'm excited because God is with us. And I pray that for you today. May His face shine upon you. May His grace go before you. May His favor be upon you. And may you have God's peace within your heart. You be blessed today.